So no other Jewish holiday speaks more about miracles than Hanukkah, you agree? So it's not so easy to speak in our days about Hanukkah, number one, because if you went to Jewish day school or to a religious school or to a camp or you are on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, you already know it all. So what I will do, I will try to throw 4 or 5 ideas related to Hanukkah, and if there is one that is new to you, was worth the entire Dvar Torah. So let me start with a confession. Growing up in South America, more specifically in Argentina, I did not observe Hanukkah at all. I mean, we observed Hanukkah in Argentina, no? One day? The Rojzman, remember? But we did not. I tell you why. When you are in Buenos Aires, it's very hot. So you go to Miramar, Mar del Plata, San Clemente. If you have money, you go to Punta del Este. So there is no Jewish life in those places. So we skip Hanukkah, at least in my family. So, but we knew the story very well. I thought I knew the story. 8 days, because there was a jar of oil for one day, and it lasted 8. So one day I was in Jerusalem, and one of my teachers told me to look at the book of the Maccabees. By the way, the book of Maccabees are 2. Maccabees 1, Maccabees 2, they are part of the Christian Bible, but they're Jewish books. But we never put them in our codex. There are reasons, ideological reasons. But if you go to the book and do it after Shabbos, you will see that the main reason for the 8 days is, let's do the math. If Hanukkah is in Kislev, December, what was the last Jewish holiday that the Maccabees couldn't observe? The last one. Sukkot. How many days Sukkot? 8. So maybe Hanukkah is a little bit of Sukkot, and the story of the oil comes later. So that's number one. Sukkot was observed in the temple, was one of the major festivals in Jewish calendar, and they came back, they said, let's do that. Then another teacher told me to look at the miracle in a different way. The miracle wasn't that the oil lasted 8 days, but the miracle was that there was a Jew, a he or a she, that hid the jar of oil because she knew that we will come back. We always come back. I swear, we always come back. We came back after Auschwitz, ask the Nazis. We came back after the Inquisition, we came back. We came back after the Crusades. We came back after Hamas. Ask Hezbollah. Ask Syria. We always come back. Different. They kill us, they hurt us, but we always come back. That's one of the messages of Hanukkah, you know? Thanks, Moragabi. I have here 2 of the main symbols. I have geld. You know why we give geld to our kids? See the coins? Actually, not because we love geld, because we love money. This is what they say about, everybody loves money. We shouldn't be obsessed with money, but you know why money? Because when the Maccabees entered the temple, they saw that there were coins with the images of the Greek gods. And they say, we need to be independent. Let's do our own money with menorot. So when we give the money to our kids, we are not telling them, love money, love independence. Work for your independence. And we Jews are still working very hard every day to keep our independence. And I have a dreidel. Let's see if it works. It does. Nes Gadol haya po. A big miracle happened here if you live in Israel. Nes Gadol haya sham. A big miracle happened there if you're outside of Israel. Why dreidel? We weren't allowed to study Torah. So when the Greeks will come into our houses, we'll pretend we are playing dreidel. You know, I was in Argentina now when I was invited to a house. beautiful family. They wanted to fix a mezuzah outside the door, outside of Buenos Aires. And there was a very short debate. Do we put the mezuzah inside or outside? This is going on in every college, you know that. So again, the dreidel makes still sense. We dream with a world where we don't need to hide again who we are. Not the entire world is Aventura or Miami. You are blessed here. Go a little bit north. Go west. They play dreidel every day. And somebody told me that there is another miracle. Not that it lasted 8 days. That 2,000 years later, we still speak about that. 8 days is easy. Oil, it's easy. To have families that follow the tradition for 2,000, which other culture do you know that do that? Very few. You know, let me refresh your memory. The Maccabee battles were not just versus oppressor. There were also Jews against other Jews. There were the Jews who wanted to assimilate, and there were the Maccabees who were stark. By the way, don't tell anybody. Thank God there's only 1,000 people watching now online. But the Maccabees used to go door by door, knock and say, did you circumcise your kid? Do you eat kosher? They weren't the kindness, eh? But the rabbi didn't want to tell that story. It's in the book of Maccabees. Look, after Shabbat, Google, Maccabees forced circumcision. So the rabbis rewrote the story and said, it's not Jews against Jews, it's Jews with Jews. So instead of the story of fire, it's the story of light. Fire kills, light illuminates. When there is light, I can see you, and you can see me. You know where the story of two Jews, three opinions come from? It's not a joke. People have to make, two Jews cannot come to an agreement. That's not the story. Two Jews, three opinions means the following. Moshe has an opinion. He comes to Shimon, who has another opinion. And when they listen to each other and they say, oh, you have a point, you have a point, comes opinion number 3, which is the result of the dialogue. So this is Hanukkah. Hanukkah is the dreidel with the fight for independence, and Hanukkah is the geld for the fight of freedom and independence, and Hanukkah is the miracle of being alive, and Hanukkah is the miracle of the state of Israel, and Hanukkah is the latke and some of the gifts and the kids around the menorah, and going to the mall and seeing the big tree and the menorah and see that there is room for everybody. And Hanukkah is you, and Hanukkah is me. And Hanukkah this year is a strong cry and scream to maybe the miracle will happen and we have the hostages back where they belong. And maybe one day the region will realize that we always come back and it's better to make peace with us. And Hanukkah is you, and Hanukkah is me, and let's hope that instead of fire, we can share our light. May you have a Shabbat Shalom and a Chag Urim Sameach.